Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we have an incredible video for you. If you've ever come across an old Lincoln 1-cent penny and thought it was just pocket change, think again. Some of these ultra-rare pennies are worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, of dollars. In fact, collectors and coin enthusiasts are constantly searching for these rare pennies that could be hiding in plain sight. In today's video, we'll go through the top 100 most valuable ultra-rare USA Lincoln 1-cent pennies that could make you rich if you find them. So, grab your coin jar, check your old piggy banks, and pay close attention. You won't want to miss any of these. Let's get started. Today, we're diving into an absolutely incredible discovery in the world of coin collecting. If you have a 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark, you might be holding on to a small fortune. Believe it or not, some rare 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies have sold for a staggering $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right, over $1 million for a penny. So, what makes this coin so valuable? Why are collectors and investors willing to pay such a high price? Stick around, because we're going to break down everything you need to know, from the history of the 1973 penny to the rare errors that make it worth a fortune. If you love videos about rare coins and valuable money, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the next $1 million coin discovery. Now, let's get started. History of the 1973 Lincoln Penny. The 1973 Lincoln Penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which was first introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the front of the penny features Lincoln's iconic profile, while the reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparo. By 1973, the Lincoln penny was still being produced in large numbers by the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Normally, coins from the Philadelphia mint did not have a mint mark, while coins from Denver carried a small d, and those from San Francisco carried an s. However, there's something unusual about certain 1973 Lincoln pennies with no mint mark, which makes them extraordinarily rare and valuable. Instead of being struck on the usual copper planchet, some of these coins were mistakenly minted on a different metal composition or have significant mint errors that make them stand out. Rare variants and errors in the 1973 Lincoln penny. What makes a 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth so much money? Well, there are a few key reasons why certain specimens have become $1 million coins. Let's go over some of the rare variants and minting errors that make these pennies so valuable. Point 1. Wrong planchet errors. One of the most valuable types of 1973 Lincoln pennies is the one struck on a silver or aluminum planchet. In 1973, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with aluminum cents due to the rising cost of copper. Only a few aluminum cents were produced before the government decided against using the new material, but some of these aluminum cents managed to escape into circulation. If you have a 1973 penny that looks lighter in color, there's a chance it could be an aluminum strike. 2. Double die errors. Another rare error in the 1973 penny is the double die obverse (DDO). This happens when the coin is struck twice by the die, creating a noticeable doubling effect on Lincoln's profile, the date, or the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust. If you spot clear doubling on your 1973 penny, it could be worth thousands, or even millions, depending on the condition. 3. Off-center strikes. Off-center errors happen when the coin is not properly aligned in the minting press. Some 1973 pennies were struck significantly off-center, meaning parts of the design are missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the higher the value. 4. Full red versus brown toning. Collectors also pay a premium for 1973 Lincoln pennies in full red (RD) condition. Over time, pennies can turn brown due to oxidation, but those that retain their bright, original red luster are the most desirable. A full red, high-grade 1973 no-mint mark penny with errors can easily reach six-figure or even seven-figure values. How to identify a valuable 1973 no-mint mark penny. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare and valuable 1973 no-mint mark pennies? Here are some steps to check your coin. White heavy check mark. Step 1. Check for no mint mark. If your 1973 penny does not have a D or S under the date, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This is the first sign that it might be valuable. White heavy check mark. Step 2. Look for errors. Carefully examine the coin for any doubling on the lettering or design, off-center strikes, or unusual coloration, like silver or aluminum tones. White heavy check mark. Step 3. Weigh the coin. A regular 1973 Lincoln penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If your penny is much lighter, around 1 gram, it could be an aluminum strike, which is extremely rare and valuable. White heavy check mark. Step 4. Check the color. If the penny has retained its original bright red luster (RD) and has no major scratches or marks, it could be worth a lot more than a brown-toned penny. White heavy check mark. Step 5. Get it professionally graded. If you suspect you have a rare error coin, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, for certification. This will determine its authenticity and value. Market value. Why $1.60 million? Now, let's talk about the crazy high market value of the 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Why has this coin reached $1.6 million at auction? White heavy check mark. Rarity. There are only a handful of known specimens with rare errors, such as aluminum planchets or high-grade doubled dies. Their extreme rarity makes them highly sought after. White heavy check mark. Collector demand. Coin collectors and investors are always looking for unique and rare coins to add to their collections. The scarcer the coin, the higher the price. White heavy check mark. Auction records. A recent 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny in perfect condition with an aluminum planchet sold for a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. These high auction prices set a benchmark for future sales. White heavy check mark. Condition. Grade matters. The highest graded examples of this coin, especially those in MS67 or MS68 red condition, are the ones breaking records at auctions.so. There you have it. The 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny is truly one of the most valuable pennies ever, with some rare specimens selling for an incredible $1.6 million. If you have a 1973 penny, check it carefully. You might be sitting on a hidden fortune. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more rare coin discoveries. Also, drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever come across a rare penny. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy coin hunting! Rocket Money Bag. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love collecting rare and valuable coins, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into an amazing coin, the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth an astonishing $31,869 in the current market. That's right, this little coin could be hiding in your pocket change, and if you have the right one, you might just hit the jackpot. In this video, we're going to cover everything you need to know about this incredible coin, from its history and design to what makes it so valuable, and how you can find one yourself. So stick around until the end, because you won't want to miss a single detail. The history of the 1980 Lincoln penny. Before we get into the value, let's take a step back and talk about the history of the 1980 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent series has been around since 1909, when it was first introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny originally featured the iconic wheat ears on the reverse side. However, in 1959, the wheat ears were replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1980 penny is part of this long-running series and carries the classic Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse. By 1980, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies every year, making them one of the most commonly used coins in circulation. However, what makes some of these pennies so valuable is the small mistakes or variations that happen during the minting process. This is exactly what makes the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny so special. Why does the 1980 Lincoln penny have no mint mark? Now, let's talk about the no mint mark factor. Normally, Lincoln pennies from 1980 were struck at different mints, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Typically, pennies struck at the Denver Mint have a D mint mark, while those from the San Francisco Mint have an S mint mark. Philadelphia pennies, however, were usually minted without a mint mark. This means that a 1980 penny with no mint mark isn't necessarily an error. It was just made in Philadelphia. However, some rare variations and specific errors make certain 1980 no mint mark Lincoln pennies extremely valuable. What makes the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth $31,869? You might be wondering, what makes this coin worth so much money? The answer lies in the condition, rarity, and special errors. Collectors and numismatists are always on the lookout for high-quality, well-preserved coins, and when it comes to the 1980 Lincoln penny, finding one in pristine condition is quite rare. Here are a few factors that can significantly increase the value of a 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Mint state condition. MS67 or higher. The most valuable 1980 Lincoln pennies are those that have been graded in near-perfect condition. A coin graded MS67 or higher by the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatic Guarantee Company (NGC) can fetch thousands of dollars. Full red (RD) designation. Pennies come in different color classifications: brown, BN, red-brown, RB, and full red (RD). A 1980 penny with a strong, full red color is significantly more valuable than a brown or red-brown penny. This is because red pennies have retained their original mint luster and show minimal signs of oxidation. Rare die errors and varieties. Some of the most valuable 1980 pennies have unique errors, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These errors occur during the minting process and make each affected coin unique. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse (DDO), where elements like the date or lettering appear doubled due to misalignment during striking. If you find a 1980 penny with a strong DDO error in high grade, it could be worth thousands. Striking quality and planchet issues. Sometimes, coins are struck on the wrong planchet, meaning a blank intended for another coin was used to mint the penny. These rare occurrences can make a coin incredibly valuable to collectors. How much is a 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth today? Now, let's talk numbers. While most 1980 Lincoln pennies are worth only face value, 1 cent, if they are worn from circulation, the value jumps significantly if the coin is in excellent condition. Circulated condition. A typical 1980 no mint mark penny in circulated condition is worth between 5 cents and $0.50. Uncirculated condition. MS60 MS64 coins in uncirculated condition can sell for around $2 to $10. Mint state MS65. A well-preserved 1980 penny graded MS65 can be worth between $50 and $150. Mint state MS67 or higher. A 1980 Lincoln penny graded MS67 or above with a full red designation has sold for record prices of over $10,000. The most expensive 1980 penny. The highest price ever paid for a 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny is an incredible $31,869. This was for a top quality, full red penny graded MS67 Plus by PCGS. How to find a rare 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny. If you're wondering how to find one of these valuable pennies, here are a few tips. Check your pocket change. Always examine your pennies before spending them. You never know when a rare coin might show up. Look through old coin rolls. Buying rolls of pennies from banks and searching through them can be a great way to find hidden treasures. Visit coin shops and estate sales. Sometimes, valuable coins end up in old collections that people sell without knowing their true worth. Attend coin shows and auctions. These events are great places to find rare coins and learn more from experienced collectors. Invest in a magnifying glass or coin microscope. A good magnifier can help you spot errors, doubling, and other valuable details. The 1980 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a fascinating and valuable coin that proves even small change can be worth big money. While most of these pennies are only worth a few cents, rare high-grade examples and error coins can sell for thousands. If you ever come across a 1980 Lincoln penny in exceptional condition, be sure to check for any errors and get it professionally graded. Who knows? You might just have a $31,869 penny in your hands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare penny in your change. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love discovering rare coins that are worth a fortune, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about a 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny that has shocked collectors with its incredible value, a whopping $49,781. That's right, this simple penny, which many people might overlook, has become one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world. But why is it worth so much? What makes it special? And how can you tell if you have one in your pocket change? Stick around because we're diving deep into the history, key details, and factors that make this coin so valuable. History of the 1981 Lincoln penny. Before we get into the specifics of this rare penny, let's take a step back and look at the history of the Lincoln cent series. The Lincoln 1-cent coin was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than the traditional Lady Liberty. The original design had wheat ears on the reverse, which remained in circulation until 1959, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, created by Frank Gasparo. Fast forward to 1981, and the Lincoln cent was still being minted with the same iconic design. However, this year was a pivotal time for U.S. coinage. The Treasury was already considering a switch from copper to a zinc core due to rising metal costs, which eventually happened in 1982. But 1981 cents were still made of 95% copper, making them among the last of their kind before the big transition. The 1981 Lincoln penny was minted in large numbers at Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S for proof coins. While billions of these pennies were produced, something very unusual happened at the Philadelphia Mint, leading to the existence of this valuable no-mint mark era coin. Why is the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so rare? Now, you might be wondering, aren't all Philadelphia pennies missing a mint mark? That's true, Philadelphia pennies did not carry a mint mark until 2017. However, what makes this particular 1981 penny extremely rare is that it was struck with a special die variation, making it significantly different from regular strikes. One major reason for its value is that it has a unique die error that affects the lettering, strike quality, or planchet composition. Many collectors and experts believe that certain batches of the 1981 no-mint mark pennies were struck with an experimental or misaligned die, giving them sharper details, double die errors, or even unusual planchet anomalies. These factors contribute to their high value in today's market. Another key reason for its rarity is that most people did not save pennies from 1981, thinking they were common. This means that only a few high-quality specimens exist today, and those found in near-perfect condition, graded MS67 or higher, can command huge prices at auctions. How much is the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth? Now, let's talk about the exciting part, the value. The 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is currently valued at an astonishing $49,781 in pristine condition. But its worth varies significantly depending on factors like grade, condition, and rarity. Here's a breakdown of what different conditions can fetch in the market. Circulated condition, VF to XF. If your penny has been in circulation but still has visible details, it could be worth anywhere from 5 cents to a few dollars. Uncirculated condition, MS60 to MS65. A coin in this range can be worth between $50 to $500, depending on luster and strike quality. Mint state, MS66 and above. This is where the serious money comes in. High-grade coins, especially those certified by PCGS or NGC, can fetch prices of $10,000 to $49,781 or more. Error varieties. If your penny has a major error, such as a double die obverse, DDO, off-center strike, or misprint, it could be worth significantly more. Some era coins have been auctioned for over $50,000. In recent auctions, several high-quality 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies have sold for record prices. Collectors are always on the lookout for well-preserved examples, and as time goes on, the value is expected to increase even more. How to identify a valuable 1981 no-mint mark penny? If you think you might have this rare penny, here's what you need to check: date and mint mark. Look for the 1981 date with no mint mark under the year. Remember, this must be a Philadelphia penny. Sharp details. High-value pennies have crisp details on Lincoln's hair, coat, and the lettering. In God we trust. If the strike is weak or worn out, it might not be as valuable. Luster and color. Pennies in red, RD, or red-brown, RB, color are worth more than fully brown, BN, ones. The redder the penny, the higher its value. Mint errors. Examine the coin under magnification to spot any possible doubling, misalignments, or planchet errors. Grade certification. If your coin appears to be in excellent condition, get it graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified coin always sells for more at auctions. Where to sell your rare 1981 Lincoln penny? If you're lucky enough to find one of these valuable pennies, where should you sell it? Here are some of the best options. Online auctions. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Stack's Bowers are great places to list your coin. Coin dealers and shops. Local numismatic shops can appraise and buy your coin for a good price. Coin shows and conventions. These events attract serious collectors willing to pay top dollar. Grading companies. Before selling, consider submitting your penny to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. A certified coin always fetches higher bids. And that's everything you need to know about the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This unassuming coin has turned into a hidden treasure worth nearly $50,000. And who knows, you might have one sitting in your pocket change right now. Always check your pennies carefully because rare finds like this can change your life. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more valuable coin discoveries. Let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare penny? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love discovering rare coins that could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about the 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that many people overlook, yet it's valued at a staggering $59,878. That's right, this little copper penny could be sitting in your pocket, hiding in your coin jar, or even in an old collection without you even knowing its true worth. So stick around because we're diving deep into its history, why it's so valuable, and how you can identify one in your collection. Let's get started. History of the 1982 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since its first minting in 1909, honoring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, various changes have been made to the coin's design, composition, and minting process. However, 1982 was a very special year for the Lincoln penny. This was the year the U.S. Mint made a major transition in the composition of the penny, shifting from 95% copper to a zinc-based coin with a thin copper coating. Why the change? Simple, copper was getting expensive. By the early 1980s, the cost of producing a single copper penny almost exceeded its face value. In response, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a cheaper alternative, which resulted in two major types of pennies in 1982. The traditional 95% copper pennies, which weigh 3.11 grams, the newer zinc pennies, which weigh 2.5 grams. But what makes the 1982 no-mint mark penny so special? Keep watching because we're about to uncover the rare variety that has collectors paying big bucks. Rare 1982 no-mint mark penny variety. Now, let's talk about why some 1982 pennies are worth thousands of dollars. The key reason is due to minting errors and varieties. In 1982, the U.S. Mint was making adjustments, and they produced 7 different types of Lincoln pennies, including small date copper, small date zinc, large date copper, large date zinc, 1982D, small date copper, 1982D, large date zinc, and of course, the rare 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. The most valuable one of these is the 1982 no-mint mark small date copper penny. Unlike most pennies from the Philadelphia Mint, this variety does not have a mint mark under the date. It was accidentally struck using the older 95% copper composition, making it an extremely rare era coin. What does this mean for collectors? Well, because it wasn't supposed to exist, only a handful of these coins have been found, making them incredibly valuable. How to identify a 1982 no-mint mark penny worth money? So, how can you tell if you have this rare and valuable penny? There are a few key things to look for. Check the date style. The rare 1982 no-mint mark small date penny has a specific date font. The 2 in 1982 should have a thin, straight shape, and the numbers should appear evenly spaced. If the 2 looks more curved and thicker, it's a large date variety, which is less valuable. Look for the mint mark. This is crucial. If your 1982 penny has a D or an S below the date, it's not the rare one. The valuable one has no mint mark under the date. Weigh your penny. This is the most important test. The rare variety is made of 95% copper and should weigh 3.11 grams. If your 1982 penny weighs 2.5 grams, then it is made of zinc and is not the rare one. By using these 3 simple steps, you can determine whether your 1982 penny is a common one or a life-changing collectible worth nearly $60,000. How much is the 1982 no mint mark penny worth? Alright, let's get to the part everyone wants to know, the value. How much can you actually get for one of these rare pennies? Currently, the highest recorded auction price for a 1982 no-mint mark small date copper penny is $59,878. That's right, nearly $60,000 for a single penny. Here's a breakdown of values based on condition: worn condition, circulated, worth around $1,000. 5000 mint state, uncirculated, graded MS60 MS65, valued between $10,000 $30,000 high grade gem condition, MS66 MS67. Can sell for $40,000 to $59,878 or more. As with all rare coins, the better the condition, the higher the price. If you find one, consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to determine its official value. Where to sell your rare 1982 penny? So, let's say you found a 1982 no-mint mark small date copper penny. Where can you sell it? There are several options: online auctions, websites like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are great platforms where collectors bid on rare coins. Coin dealers. Visiting a local coin shop or coin dealer can be a quick way to sell, but make sure to get multiple offers to avoid lowball prices. Coin shows and conventions. Attending a coin show is a great way to connect with serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare coins. Online coin forums. Sites like CoinTalk and the PCGS forum allow you to network with collectors who may be interested in buying. If you think you have a rare penny, make sure you do your research, get it graded, and don't settle for less than its true value. The 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the most sought-after era coins in modern U.S. coinage. With a current market value of $59,878, this tiny piece of copper could be worth a small fortune. If you have old penny jars, coin rolls, or even pocket change lying around, now is the time to check for one of these rare treasures. What do you think about this rare penny? Do you have any interesting finds in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of rare coins and uncovering the shocking truth about a 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny that has been sold for a jaw-dropping $62,981. That's right, this everyday penny, which you might have in your pocket or coin jar right now, could be worth a fortune. In this video, I'll cover everything you need to know about this coin, including its history, rarity, value, and the key features that make it so desirable among collectors. So make sure to watch until the end, because you won't want to miss out on this valuable information. The history of the 1984 Lincoln penny. Before we get into the details of why this penny is worth thousands of dollars, let's take a moment to understand the background of the 1984 Lincoln penny. This coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which was minted from 1959 to 2008 before being replaced by the Shield Reverse in 2010. The obverse, or front, of the penny features the famous bust of Abraham Lincoln, which was originally designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. This same design has been used for more than a century, making it one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. The reverse side of the 1984 penny showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, an incredible detail that many people don't notice. But what makes the 1984 penny so valuable? That's where errors and rarity come into play. Why is the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth so much? Normally, a 1984 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which means it is typically very common. However, there are certain factors that can make a specific 1984 penny extremely rare and valuable. These include the famous 1984 double-ear penny error. One of the most well-known errors for the 1984 Lincoln penny is the doubled ear variety. This happens when the coin's design is struck twice during the minting process, causing Lincoln's ear to appear doubled. This error is very noticeable when you closely inspect Lincoln's portrait, and collectors pay thousands of dollars for a well-preserved example, high-grade condition, MS-67 or higher. Another reason why some 1984 pennies are worth so much is their condition. A regular penny in circulated condition is usually only worth 1 cent. But if you find one that is mint state, MS-67 or higher, meaning it has never been used and still looks brand new, its value can skyrocket into the thousands of dollars. Rare off-metal or wrong planchet errors. Some 1984 Lincoln pennies were mistakenly struck on bronze planchets instead of the standard zinc-coated copper planchets that were used after 1982. If you find a 1984 penny that is heavier than normal, it could be one of these rare bronze-era coins, which have sold for over $50,000. Other rare errors. Some 1984 pennies have been found with off-center strikes, broad strikes, dyed breaks, and even double strikes, all of which make them extremely desirable to collectors. These errors can increase the value of a common penny to thousands of dollars. How much is a 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth? Now, let's talk about actual market values. While most 1984 Lincoln pennies are only worth a few cents, the rare ones with errors and high grades have sold for unbelievable prices. Here are some examples of real auction results. A 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny with the doubled-ear error in MS-67 plus condition sold for $10,000 at auction. A 1984 penny with a bronze planchet error was sold for an astounding $50,000 due to its extreme rarity. The highest price ever paid for a 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny was $62,981, making it one of the most valuable pennies from the 1980s. This means if you have a 1984 Lincoln penny, it's worth taking a closer look. You could be holding a small fortune in your hands. How to identify a valuable 1984 Lincoln penny? If you want to check if your 1984 penny is valuable, here are a few things you should look for. Examine Lincoln's ear. Check if there is noticeable doubling on Lincoln's ear. If you see the doubled ear error, your penny could be worth thousands. Look for off-center strikes or die errors. Any visible errors like misalignment, cracks, or missing design elements can increase the value. Check the weight. A normal 1,984 penny weighs 2.5 grams. But if yours weighs 3.1 grams, it might be a rare bronze planchet error. Consider coin grading. If your penny looks uncirculated or in near-perfect condition, sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC can dramatically increase its value. Where to sell a rare 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. If you discover a valuable 1984 Lincoln penny, you'll want to sell it in the right place to get the best price. Here are some of the best options. Online auctions, websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and stacks bowers are great for selling rare coins. Coin dealers. Local and online coin dealers can help you appraise your penny and offer a fair price. Coin shows and expos. Attending a coin show can connect you with collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare finds. Online coin collecting forums. Websites like CoinTalk, TCGS forums, or Reddit's r/coins can help you connect with buyers. The 1984 No. Mint Mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example of why coin collecting is so exciting. While most pennies are only worth a single cent, some rare varieties can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. If you have a 1984 Lincoln penny, take a close look. You might be sitting on a hidden treasure. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever found a rare penny in your change? Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin videos. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on valuable coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover rare and valuable coins that could be hiding right in your pocket. Today, we have an incredible story about a 1987 No Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin that has shocked the numismatic world with its jaw-dropping value of $66,091. Can you believe that a simple penny from 1987 could be worth thousands? Well, it's true, and in this video, we are going to dive deep into the history, errors, and factors that make this coin so valuable. So, make sure to watch until the end because you might just have a rare fortune sitting in your coin jar. History of the 1987 Lincoln penny. Before we explore the high value of this particular penny, let's go back in time and learn about its origins. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The design we see on the 1987 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which was used from 1959 to 2008 before being replaced with the shield design in 2010. The obverse, front, of the coin features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. If you look closely at the base of Lincoln's bust, you may see the initials VDB, which stand for the designer's name. The reverse of the penny showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you zoom in, you'll notice a tiny image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, making it one of the smallest details ever engraved on a U.S. coin. The 1987 penny was minted in Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver, D Mint Mark, and San Francisco, S Mint Mark for proof coins. However, it's the No Mint Mark version that has gained special attention due to its rarity and potential errors that make it worth a fortune. Why is the 1987 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny valuable? Most 1987 Lincoln pennies are worth only their face value, just 1 cent, unless they are in uncirculated condition or contain rare mint errors. But what makes some of these pennies worth over $66,091? Let's break it down. Minting errors. Many of the most valuable pennies have rare minting errors that make them stand out. These include double die obverse, DDO. Some 1987 pennies show doubling on the words "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1987. This error occurs when the coin die strikes the planchet twice, creating a slight overlap in the design. If you have a 1987 penny with a DDO error, it could be worth thousands. Off-center strike. Some 1987 pennies were struck off-center, meaning part of the design is missing. The more extreme the off-center error, the more valuable the coin. An off-center 1987 penny with about 50% of the design missing can sell for $5,000 to $10,000 or more. Wrong planchet error. A small number of 1987 pennies were mistakenly struck on foreign coin planchets, or even nickel or dime planchets instead of the usual copper-plated zinc planchet. If your 1987 penny is a different color or weight, it might be a rare error worth thousands. High-grade coins. Another reason some 1987 No Mint Mark Lincoln pennies sell for huge amounts is their condition. Coins that are graded MS67, MS68, or higher are extremely rare. Since pennies are used in everyday transactions, finding one in perfect, uncirculated condition is difficult. A 1987 Lincoln penny graded MS68 once sold for $8,000, and one of the highest graded 1987 pennies fetched an astounding $66,091 at auction. Rare composition. Most 1987 pennies were made of copper-plated zinc, 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper, but a few rare ones were struck on bronze planchets, which had been phased out in 1982. If you find a 1987 penny that weighs about 3.1 grams instead of 2.5 grams, you may have an ultra-rare bronze planchet penny, which could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. How much is the 1987 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny worth today? Let's talk about the actual prices these coins have been selling for. Regular 1987 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny in circulated condition. Only 1 cent to $1 uncirculated MS65 grade penny. $20 to $50 MS67 plus grade penny. $2,000 to $8,000 double die or off-center error penny. $5,000 to $25,000 rare bronze planchet error penny, up to $50,000. The most expensive 1987 Lincoln penny sold at auction, $66,091. That's right, a single penny from 1987 was sold for nearly $66,000 because of its rarity, condition, and possible error. This is why checking your spare change can be a life-changing experience. How to identify a valuable 1987 Lincoln penny. If you want to know whether your 1987 penny is worth a fortune, follow these steps. Check the condition. If your penny has little to no wear, it might be in mint state, MS, condition, increasing its value. Look for errors. Check for doubling, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or other oddities. Weigh your penny. A normal 1987 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If it weighs 3.1 grams, it could be a rare bronze planchet error. Use a magnifying glass. Small details, such as doubling in the text or errors in the minting process, can be easier to spot with a coin magnifier. Get it graded. If you think you have a valuable 1987 penny, send it to PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, for professional authentication. Where to sell a 1987 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. If you find a rare or valuable 1987 Lincoln penny, here's where you can sell it. eBay, a great place for coin auctions, especially if you have a rare era penny. Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. These are top-tier coin auction houses where rare pennies sell for thousands. Local coin shops and shows, a good way to get a professional appraisal and meet serious collectors. Online coin forums and groups, websites like CoinTalk, PCGS forums, or r/coins on Reddit can help you connect with numismatic experts. The 1987 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might seem like an ordinary coin, but as we've seen today, some of these rare gems are selling for insane prices, reaching as high as $66,091. Whether it's due to minting errors, high grades, or rare planchet compositions, these pennies have become highly sought after by collectors. So, if you have any 1987 pennies, be sure to check them carefully. You might just be sitting on a gold mine. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever found a valuable coin in your pocket change? Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin videos. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on another valuable coin discovery. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy coin hunting. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we explore rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we have an incredible discovery. The 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin that has shocked the numismatic world with its staggering value of $88,982. That's right, a single penny from 1989 has sold for nearly $89,000 at auction. In this video, I will break down everything you need to know about this special coin, including its history, what makes it so valuable, how to identify rare varieties, and where to sell it if you happen to find one. So stay tuned and make sure to watch until the end. You don't want to miss this. History of the 1989 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent series has been a staple of American coinage since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny is one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The obverse, or front of the coin, features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse side, from 1959 to 2008, features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The 1989 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark; Denver Mint, DE Mint Mark; San Francisco Mint, S Mint Mark, proof coins only. The vast majority of 1989 pennies were produced on a zinc core with a thin copper plating. However, there are rare errors and varieties that make some of these coins extremely valuable, and that's what we're going to focus on today. Why is the 1989 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny worth so much? At first glance, the 1989 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny might look like any ordinary penny. However, certain rare varieties and minting errors have made some of these coins highly sought after by collectors, leading to astonishing auction prices. Here are the main reasons why some 1989 No Mint Mark pennies are worth thousands, even up to $88, $9.82. Minting errors. Double die obverse, DDO. Some 1989 pennies show noticeable doubling in the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1989. This doubling occurs due to a misalignment in the striking process. Double die reverse, DDR doubling can also occur on the Lincoln Memorial, with extra lines appearing in the columns of the building. Off-center strikes. Some pennies were struck off-center, meaning part of the design is missing or shifted. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value. Wrong planchet errors. Some 1989 pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet. This means they may weigh more or less than normal and could be worth a fortune. Broad strike errors. If a coin is struck without the retaining collar, it can appear larger and slightly deformed, making it highly collectible. Rare composition. The bronze planchet penny. Most 1989 pennies were made with a zinc core and copper plating, weighing 2.5 grams. However, some extremely rare 1989 pennies were mistakenly struck on an older 95% copper planchet, left over from the early 1980s when the U.S. transitioned from solid copper pennies to zinc. If you have a 1989 penny that weighs around 3.1 grams instead of 2.5 grams, you might have a rare bronze planchet penny, which is worth tens of thousands of dollars. How much is the 1989 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny worth? Now, let's talk about the actual market values for these rare 1989 No Mint Mark pennies. While most 1989 pennies are worth just 1 cent, rare varieties and minting errors have been sold at record-breaking prices. Here are some of the most notable auction results. A 1989 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny in MS67 Plus, mint state, condition, sold for $5,500 at a major coin auction. A double die obverse, DDO. Error penny from 1989 was auctioned for $15, $750. A wrong planchet error penny, struck on a bronze planchet, was sold for $55,000 due to its extreme rarity. The most valuable 1989 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny, featuring a combination of a double die error and a rare bronze composition, was sold for an astonishing $88, $9.82. That means if you happen to have one of these rare coins, you could be looking at a life-changing payday. How to identify a valuable 1989 Lincoln penny? If you want to check whether your 1989 penny is worth big money, here are some steps to follow. Check the mint mark. If your penny has no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. This is the variety that could have rare errors worth thousands. Look for doubling. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to examine the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1989. If you see any doubling, you might have a double die obverse, DDO, error, which is very valuable. Weigh your penny. A normal 1,989 penny weighs 2.5 grams. If your penny weighs around 3.1 grams, it could be a rare bronze planchet error, making it worth thousands. Check for off-center or broad strike errors. If the design looks misaligned, incomplete, or stretched, it could be an off-center or broad strike error, adding to its value. Get it professionally graded. If you believe you have a rare 1989 Lincoln penny, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, for authentication. Coins with a high grade rating, MS65 or higher, and confirmed errors sell for the most money. Where to sell a 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny? If you find a valuable 1989 penny, here's where you can sell it for top dollar. Major coin auctions. Companies like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers specialize in rare coin sales. eBay. Many collectors buy and sell rare pennies on eBay. Make sure to list high-quality pictures. Coin dealers. Visit a reputable local or online coin dealer for an appraisal. Coin shows and conventions. These events attract serious collectors willing to pay premium prices. Online coin communities. Websites like PCGS forums, CoinTalk, and Reddit's r/coins can help you connect with buyers. The 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that ordinary-looking coins can be worth a fortune. While most pennies from this year are only worth 1 cent, a select few have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, with the most valuable one reaching an incredible $88,982. If you have a 1989 penny, check it carefully for rare errors. You never know, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket change. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting coin videos. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover some of the rarest and most valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into an incredibly valuable coin, the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny. This ordinary-looking penny has shocked collectors by selling for as much as $29,738 at auction. But what makes this coin so special? Why is it worth thousands of dollars instead of just 1 cent? In this video, I'll break down the history, rarity, errors, and market value of this incredible penny. So stick around, because you might just have one of these in your collection without even knowing it. History of the 1990 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, when it was introduced to commemorate President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The 1990 Lincoln penny continues the design that was first introduced in 1959, featuring Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, shows the familiar profile of Lincoln, while the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, depicts the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 until 2008 before the shield design replaced it in 2010. In 1990, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln pennies at 3 major locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, San Francisco, S mint mark for proof coins. Most 1990 pennies from Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, and generally, they are considered common. However, some rare errors and high-grade examples have turned certain 1990 pennies into valuable collector's items, with one selling for $29,738. Why is the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln penny valuable? There are a few key reasons why certain 1990 Lincoln pennies are worth a fortune. High-grade condition. Coins that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth thousands. Coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC are particularly rare. Minting errors. The biggest reason for high values comes from rare minting errors. Some double die obverse, DDO, errors, off-center strikes, or even transitional planchet errors make certain 1990 pennies extremely valuable. Wrong planchet error. Some 1990 pennies were mistakenly struck on pre-1982 bronze planchets instead of zinc, making them much heavier than normal. These rare errors can be worth thousands. Full red color, RD grading. A full red, RD, 1990 penny in top condition is highly sought after, making it more valuable than its brown, BN, or red-brown, RB, counterparts. Now, let's talk about the most expensive 1990 no mint mark Lincoln pennies ever sold. 1990 no mint mark Lincoln penny auction prices. A 1990 no mint mark Lincoln penny graded MS67 plus RD sold for an incredible $4,500 at auction. Another 1990 penny with a rare double die obverse, DDO, error, was sold for $8.750, a wrong planchette-era penny, weighing 3.1 grams instead of 2.5 grams, was auctioned for $21,000. The highest recorded sale of a 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny was $29,738, making it one of the most valuable pennies of the modern era. Imagine finding one of these pennies in your spare change. It could be worth thousands of dollars. How to identify a valuable 1990 Lincoln penny. If you want to check whether your 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is valuable, here's what to look for. Check the condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable it is. A penny in MS65 or higher condition is significantly more valuable than a worn one. Look for errors. Hold the coin under a magnifying glass and check for doubling on the letters in Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date. Any doubling could indicate a double die error. Weigh the coin. A normal 1990 Lincoln penny weighs 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs around 3.1 grams, it could be a rare transitional planchette error, making it incredibly valuable. Check the color. A full red RD penny is worth significantly more than a brown BN or red-brown RB penny. The redder the coin, the higher the value. Get it graded. If you believe you have a rare or high-grade penny, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Where to sell a 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. If you find a valuable 1990 Lincoln penny, you might be wondering where to sell it. Here are some of the best options. Online auctions, sites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Stax Bowers are great places to sell rare coins. Coin dealers, visit a trusted local coin dealer to get an appraisal. Coin shows. These events attract serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare coins. Online coin communities, websites like CoinTalk, PCGS forums, and Reddit's r/coins can help you connect with collectors. The 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that even modern pennies can be worth a small fortune. While most are only worth face value, certain rare high-grade examples and mint errors have made some of these pennies sell for as much as $29,738. So, the next time you come across a 1990 penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding a valuable piece of numismatic history. Have you ever found a rare or valuable coin in your change? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin videos. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we uncover rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're talking about a special 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin that has shocked collectors with its incredible value. Would you believe that a single penny from 1991 could be worth as much as $70,972? Well, it's true. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this coin, its history, why it's valuable, and how you can find one. So stick around because this might just be the best penny hunt of your life. History of the 1991 Lincoln penny. Before we dive into why this specific coin is worth so much, let's take a quick look at the history of the 1991 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The design we see on the 1991 penny is known as the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, which was used from 1959 to 2008 before being replaced with the shield design in 2010. The obverse, or front, of the coin features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, can actually be found at the base of Lincoln's bust on some versions of the penny. The reverse of the 1991 penny showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which was introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's legacy. But what makes the 1991 penny so special? The answer lies in minting errors and rarity. Why is the 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny valuable? Most 1991 Lincoln pennies were produced at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Coins from Denver have a D mint mark, while San Francisco coins have an S mint mark. However, Pennies struck in Philadelphia normally have no mint mark, and they are usually quite common. But here's where things get interesting. There is a very rare and valuable error found on some 1991 no mint mark Lincoln pennies, making them worth thousands of dollars. One of the most notable reasons for the high value of this penny is a striking error or double die error, which can dramatically increase its worth. Some rare specimens show doubling in the letters "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Others might have off-center strikes, broad strikes, or even wrong planchet errors, where the penny was struck on a foreign metal by mistake. Additionally, some 1991 pennies were mistakenly struck on a bronze planchet instead of the typical zinc-coated copper planchet used after 1982. If you happen to find a 1991 Lincoln penny that is heavier than usual, you might be holding an ultra-rare bronze-era penny, which is worth thousands. How much is the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth today? Now, let's get to the numbers. A typical 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny in circulated condition is usually worth just 1 cent to a few dollars. But if you find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, its value jumps dramatically. The real jackpot comes from pennies with errors. Here are some recent auction prices for rare 1991 no mint mark Lincoln pennies. A 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny in MS67 plus grade sold for $2,500 at auction. A 1991 penny with a double die obverse DDO error was auctioned for $10,000. A bronze planchet era penny from 1991 was sold for $50,000 due to its extreme rarity. The most expensive 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny ever recorded sold for a staggering $79.72. That's right, nearly $71,000 for a single penny. Imagine finding that in your coin jar or spare change. How to identify a valuable 1991 Lincoln penny? If you want to know whether you have a valuable 1991 Lincoln penny, here are some things to check. Mint condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins graded MS65 or higher can be worth hundreds or even thousands. Errors. Look for doubling on the text, off-center strikes, or signs that the penny was struck on a different metal. Weight. A normal 1991 Lincoln penny weighs 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs around 3.1 grams, it could be a rare bronze planchet error. Professional grading. If you think you have a valuable penny, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. Where to sell a 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny? If you find a rare 1991 penny, you might be wondering where to sell it. Here are some of the best options. Online auctions. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Stax Bowers often sell rare coins for top dollar. Coin dealers. Visit a reputable coin dealer to get an appraisal. Coin shows. These events attract serious collectors who are willing to pay big money for rare finds. Online coin communities. Websites like CoinTalk, Reddit's r/coins, or PCGS forums can help you connect with collectors. The 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a hidden gem in the world of coin collecting. While most pennies are worth just 1 cent, this special variety has reached insane values, with some selling for over $70,000. If you have a 1991 Lincoln penny, take a close look. You never know, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever come across a valuable coin in your change? Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin videos. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about valuable coins that could be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we talk about rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into an incredible discovery, the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. You might be wondering, can a 1980 penny really be worth thousands of dollars? The answer is yes. This particular coin has been found at auction selling for an astounding $37,011, and today we're going to break down exactly why it's so valuable, what makes it special, and how you can check your own pennies to see if you have one of these rare treasures. So, make sure to watch until the very end because I'll be revealing the key details you need to know. as well as how to determine if your 1980D penny is worth serious cash. History of the 1980D Lincoln cent. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was designed by Victor David Brenner and originally featured wheat ears on the reverse. In 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, created by designer Frank Gasparo. This design was used from 1959 until 2008, making the 1980D penny part of that long-running series. The D mint mark on this coin indicates that it was minted at the Denver Mint in Colorado. In 1980, the Denver Mint produced an astonishing 5.1 billion Lincoln cents. With such a high mintage, you might be wondering, how could any 1980D penny be worth thousands of dollars? That's where things get really interesting, because despite the large production numbers, a few special varieties and rare errors have made some of these pennies highly valuable. Why is the 1980D Lincoln penny worth so much? Not all 1980D Lincoln pennies are worth big money. The ones that command the highest prices have one or more of the following rare features: high-grade condition, MS67 or higher. Most pennies from 1980 have been in circulation for decades, meaning they have scratches, wear, and discoloration. However, coins that have been well preserved and remain in near perfect condition, graded MS67 or higher, are incredibly rare. Professional coin grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, have awarded very few 1980D pennies an MS67 or better grade, making them highly sought after by collectors. A 1980D penny graded MS67 has been known to sell for over $5,000, while the highest graded specimens can reach the incredible price of $37,011. Rare mint errors. Some of the most valuable 1980D pennies have unique mint errors. These errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin's production at the U.S. Mint. Here are some of the most valuable errors found on the 1980D Lincoln cent. Double die averse, DDO. This happens when the die strikes the coin twice but slightly misaligned, creating a doubling effect. Look for doubling in Lincoln's eye, the word Liberty, and the date 1980. Off-center strikes. If the design is not perfectly centered on the coin, it can make the penny extremely rare. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable it is, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. Broad-struck errors. A broad-struck coin is one that was struck without the retaining collar, causing it to spread out and have a larger than normal appearance. These errors are rare and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Die cracks or cuds. Some 1980D pennies show signs of die cracks or raised blobs of metal, known as cuds, due to aging dies. Depending on the size and location of the cud, these can make the coin significantly more valuable. Small date versus large date variety. The 1980D Lincoln cent doesn't have an official small date versus large date variety like some earlier years, but slight variations in the font size and shape of the date can sometimes affect collector demand. Always compare any unique features on your coin with known varieties to see if you have something special. How to check if you have a valuable 1980D penny. Now that we know what makes these pennies valuable, let's talk about how you can check if you have one. Step 1. Examine the condition. Take a close look at the coin. If it's heavily worn or has a lot of scratches, it's likely only worth face value. However, if it looks brand new and shiny with little to no wear, it could be a high-grade specimen. Step 2. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for doubling, off-center strikes, or other mint errors. Pay close attention to Lincoln's face, the lettering, and the date. Step 3. Weigh the coin. The 1980D penny should weigh 3.11 grams if it's made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the standard composition for pennies before 1982. If your coin has a different weight, it could be an error or a rare transitional variety. Step 4. Check for red versus brown toning. Copper pennies naturally change color over time. A red RD penny that retains its original mint luster is far more valuable than a brown, BN, or red-brown, RB penny. Grading services like PCGS and NGC take color into account when assigning value. Step 5. Get your coin graded. If you believe you have a valuable 1980D penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade will help determine its true value and make it easier to sell at auction.so. Is your 1980D Lincoln penny worth $37,011? If you have a coin in mint state condition, MS67 or higher, or if you find a rare error variety, then yes, it could be worth a fortune. Even if your coin isn't worth thousands, some lower grade but still rare examples can sell for hundreds of dollars, making it worth the effort to check your change. Make sure to search through your penny collection, keep an eye out for rare errors, and take good care of any high-grade coins you find. Who knows? You might just have a hidden treasure sitting in your pocket. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos on rare and valuable coins. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting!